Hello, good morning. Welcome to our weekly get together. How are you all this week? I hope you've had a great week. I'm just going to wait for a few people to come along so I can see who's there. It's always lovely to see. So nice every week. I know I say it every week, but it is really nice to see everybody every week. We look forward to these Saturdays so much. Just connecting with you all and catching up, seeing what you've all been doing. It comes around really quickly, I have to say. It doesn't seem like 5 minutes ago that we were here saying hello to you. Yeah, so what have you all been up to this week? Let me know what you've been up to. Say hello so that I know you're there, and like and share. Is anybody there yet? I can't see anybody.
Not yet.
Oh, I might just carry on as if you're all there. I'm going to press refresh on my screen. I'm just going to sit here and smile until I can see who's there. I don't even know if it's really difficult to know actually. I know we're learning a real lot this week. It's a real steep learning curve, isn't it, Ames? Working out.
Oh, Sally Scott is here.
Oh, hi Sally. How are you?
Charlie Gunner.
Hi Charlie. Although I know you as Steve, so I always get confused. I don't know, I'm just refreshing my page. See if I can do it a bit quicker this week. See if I can stop fiddling with the mouse on my table here a bit quicker.
Suzanne is here.
Look at that. I've managed to do it a bit
Did you
quicker.
do it?
Yeah, I'm here.
Well
I've done it a bit quicker this week. I'm getting some. I'm just gonna move it off my face so I can't see myself.
Justine Gage is here.
Oh,
Angela.
Hi, Angela. Hello, Justine. Nice to see you all this week. Oh, it's so lovely. I'm happy now. That's good. Now I can see you're all coming up there, so I can see who's there. So let me see. What have we been up to? Hi, Marilyn. We're all good, thank you. We're all good. So we had a crazy busy week. I don't know. I think we're just as busy in lockdown as we were before. But yeah, obviously just without the driving about. But we've been busy. We've been making scrubs. We delivered some scrubs to the midwives at Worthing Hospital this week, and they were really grateful. That was lovely to meet them. And hi, Jane.
And Margaret.
And
Zan.
Oh, hi, Zan. Yeah, so we delivered scrubs to Worthing midwives, and they were very grateful. She was telling me that they have been still going to home births, but I think home births this week are going to stop, so all the births will be in the hospital. Hi, Pat. So they were very grateful for their scrubs. We've been filming Couture this week. Oh, hi, Zan. We miss you too. Hi, Zan.
We'll teach you to sew, Zan.
Yeah. I'll send you some lessons. Zan's been doing really well. I left one of those little kits. Zan is my niece who lives in Scotland and we haven't seen for a long time. So we do miss her and the girls and Gary as well. Miss you all. And last time I was in Scotland, one of the times we were up there, I was doing there was a show in Edinburgh, so that was great. So I went and stayed with Zan, so that's good. Hi, Linda's making scrubs while watching. So it's so nice, isn't it nice to be able to feel like you're doing a little bit to help? I think it's great. The whole of the Dream Team have been doing lots of sewing, and I'm having trouble getting fabric now, I have to say. But anyway, we'll still keep trying. Might have to change the colours. I think it's just the blue fabric that's a bit difficult to get hold of. But as long as people don't mind different colours, we can carry on as well. Yeah, so we've also been filming our couture workshop, so that's been great. Let me see, hi Dan. So weekly Dan for Wave to Dan up in Harrogate. Oh dear, Sally said there's been a power struggle on the Scrubs group in Hampshire. Goodness me. I know we all want to do our best, and it's really tricky, isn't it? I think it's we just need to get on and all get on together and do it. That's very interesting, Sally. I need to know more about that. We're having a one-to-one later in the week, so you can tell me all about it. Hi Susan. Oh, Susan's just delivered laundry bags. Yep, they're very well received, aren't they, those laundry bags? I think that all the nurses and midwives and doctors are loving the laundry bags, and they're really nice and quick to make up as well. Sally's made 5 sets. That's great. That's good. You've done your bit. That's brilliant. They take time to make, don't they, as well? So that's brilliant. 5 sets is great. That's brilliant. Yeah, we've still got a few more sets to make. So a couple of GP surgeons have been in touch, and they're needing scrubs as well now. So we are doing those as well. Anyway, back to Couture. Couture is doing that. So it's lovely to be able to do a bit of Couture, slow sewing in between, rushing through with the scrubs. And the Couture, because this class is going very well, done all my trace tacking and been doing a bit of mindful stitching with that. We also sadly had to postpone our cruise this week. So those of you may know that we had planned a trip to New York with a tour of the garment district, and then we were planning to come back on the Queen Mary 2 with setting up a sewing room on the cruise ship. But the cruise company Cunard have sadly had to postpone all of their cruises until the end of July now, so that means that our trip can't happen this year, but we are going to do it next year, so we've got something to look forward to next year. So we're busy transferring everything and planning all that for next year now. We'll have something to look forward to, so that's exciting. Well, Sally's saying she's just about to start her blazer. That's another one of the online classes. That'd be great, Sally. You're going to enjoy that. That's good. Lots of nice
Sophie,
sewing.
Wendy and Sue Cotton are here.
Oh, hello Sophie, Wendy and Sue. It's so lovely to have everybody here. So what else have we been doing this week? So that's all the sewing we've been doing this week, and also doing lots of planning. I've had to postpone most of May's workshops as well. So a lot of you may have been getting morning Sue emails from me with new dates for workshops later in the year. So we've postponed most of May's ones now as well. So I don't think we'll be back to the sewing room in May. So that means you just get to see me more on Saturdays instead. So what have you all been making this week, apart from scrubs, obviously? What else have you been making this week? I've seen some lovely dresses going up on the Midhurst Sewers page. There's been some really pretty things going up. I know Sally made a lovely tie neck blouse in lovely silk and a cardigan, and
Suzanne and Margaret have been making wrap dresses. Yeah,
wrap dresses have been really popular, and Margaret did put a lovely picture of her finished Kelly anorak as well. That looks fantastic. Well done, Margaret. Yeah, the Maids Atelier wrap dress has been very popular. Wendy's cutting out scrubs. Thanks, Wendy. Wendy's part of the dream team. So that's great. What else have you been doing this week? Did you watch the Sewing Bee? We watched it on Wednesday. That's great to see that back, isn't it? Oh, Pat, I'm sorry to hear you haven't got the emails. We'll sort that out. We'll have a chat later. Maybe I'll give you a call. And Angela's waiting for buttons as well. I will message you. I will give you a call later, Pat, and we'll sort that out so that you know what's going on. So what did you think of the Sewing Bee this week? We enjoyed it. I'm just looking down to see what everyone else is making. Sue Castle's making a wrap top. Oh, that's from the Maids Atelier. Great, that's really good. You can make the wrap dress into a top. I've done that. That's really good. And Sue's sorting out her cabin, which has got lots of fabric in it. I know, I've seen it. That has got a lot of fabric in that cabin. And Pat is, talking about the Sewing Bee. Yeah, there were some strange outfits. I think we can gloss over some of the transformation challenges. There were some interesting ones there. I thought the wrap skirt's quite a nice challenge. There were some mixed ones there, weren't they? But there was a couple of nice ones. That's quite a nice project, actually, a little wrap skirt. And there were some nice tea dresses as well. There were some quite pretty tea dresses. It's always really difficult at the beginning. Oh, Charlie's saying he enjoyed the Sewing Bee. Sally liked the tea dresses. I think the tea dresses were really nice, actually, and that's a nice project to work on, isn't it? A nice summer tea dress and a nice lightweight fabric. It's always very difficult at the beginning, though, isn't it, to get to know all the people. There's some really, really good characters there. I think they're really going to come out of themselves as it goes through, because we're going to be supporting the guy from Brighton, obviously. I thought he was great, really good. Oh, Angela's saying Minerva are out of stock with the wrap skirt pattern. Well, there are a few extra ones. Maybe we'll put a link to some extra ones on the page later. Hi Barbara, nice to see you. I'm sorry I haven't replied to your email, Barbara. I was just putting up some more workshops, and then I'll email you later today. I'm also putting workshops on the website up to April at least next year, so that there's things to look forward to. That's what we're planning. Sally's saying her money's on Peter. I haven't got to know all their names yet, to be honest. I was going to watch it again this morning so I could learn all their names, but I haven't had a chance to do that. So we need to see. Some of the magazines as well have got little bios of all the people. Has anyone got the Sewing Bee book? I think one of the magazines were offering it as a free gift. If you sign up to one of the magazines, you get the book. Mine arrived this week and it's quite good, I have to say. There's some nice projects in there. Sustainable Sewing it's called, I think, so that's quite nice. What was that Sue saying? Oh gosh, there's some lovely long messages coming up. Quick, let me answer them before they disappear.
Oh, Oh, Peter is the Brighton guy. So
Yes. Oh, that's. I thought it was, but I didn't like to say because I hadn't.
Oh, there's so many.
So many. Oh, I'll have to go through all these later. This is great. Everyone's being really chatty this morning. Suzanne's making summer dresses. I had to recut the tops because she got the wrong size. Well, yes, we've got time to do that. It's a good challenge, isn't it? And yeah, Sally and I. Yeah, Angela's saying they agree on Peter. Oh, Barbara's got lots of questions. Yeah, email me later. I'm around. If you want to call me, the number's on the website. If you do want to call me, if you're, you can always give me a call if you've got questions as well. But send me an email just to make sure. I mean, I'll be around today, but I'm around most of the time, to be honest. And you can always book one-to-ones if you've got a longer sort of technical question you want to do. We can book a face-to-face one-to-one, which is quite a nice thing to do as well. And we can go through a few things. Yeah, Sally. Oh, Sally's. You've been learning all the people. I can tell. You've learned all their names. And Linda's got the book. It's good, isn't it? The book, Linda. I like the fact that the patterns are separate. So it comes in a box with the patterns separate, which is quite nice. I haven't had a good look at the patterns yet, because I know sometimes they layer them and it all gets a bit complicated and you have to trace them. But I haven't had a chance to look at that yet. So. Yeah, so that's really good. So it's good to have it back on the TV, isn't it? It gives us something to talk about, even if we're going to moan about some bits, as I know we will. Is anyone watching Making the Cut on Amazon Prime? That's another good. If you've got Amazon Prime, it's really good. It's another one of these sort of challenge programs, but it's with designers, and they're quite experienced designers, and they have things every week. But because it's Amazon, it's had loads of money thrown at it, and they've been doing. Sally said we should do a quiz for the sewing bee contestants, and Sally will win. Yeah, but Making the Cut is set big budget. It's been in New York and Japan and all over, and Paris. So it's been all over the place, and they have really great judges. And Naomi Campbell's one of the judges. So if you've got Amazon Prime, have a look at that. That's really good. As well, we still got the final to watch, haven't we? I think Marilyn loves it. Oh, Suzanne's watching Making the Cut. It's great, isn't it, Suzanne?
So good.
We're really enjoying it. Yeah, and they've been doing, it's Tim Gunn and Heidi Klum who used to do Project Runway. So they're the main presenters.
It's worth getting Prime just to watch that, and
then the moment,
do your free trial of Prime,
yeah,
and then cancel it after you've binge watched Making the Cut.
Yeah, there you go.
Little hack.
Little tip from Amy there.
And also order everything on Amazon that week, so you get it all next week on your Amazon Prime.
That sounds like a good Martin Lewis tip,
doesn't it? Yeah.
It does. Very good. Yeah, we're enjoying that. But looking forward to seeing what happens with the sewing bee as well. And we're going to try and make some things on the challenges, weren't we, Ace? But we haven't had time this week.
I know. I was going to do a sew along.
Yeah. Sue's saying that's a great tip, Amy.
Thanks.
And Marilyn's saying, there's some great characters on Making the Cut. There are, aren't there? There's some really good characters on Making the Cut. There are some great ones. So, what else was I going to do? Okay, I'm going to do a little demo. So while I'll keep chatting to you, and we'll keep chatting about sewing bee and everything, but I was going to do a little demo today. Oh, what did you win £80 on, Sally? That's brilliant. That's great. Was that a lottery win? That's brilliant. Yeah, you can get the book, or you can subscribe. I think was it Sewing Magazine or Love Sewing? One of the Sewing Magazine.
Sewing Magazine.
If you subscribe to them, and it was something like $12.99 to subscribe to the magazine, and then you get the book for free. But that might be an offer that's finished now. Charlie's asking, they haven't really caught on. I think that the chap from Brighton, definitely.
Peter,
sorry, see, I've forgotten already. Peter did. But it's difficult to say. It is difficult to tell to start off with, actually, isn't it? Who's going to win? Next week we'll have more an idea. We'll have another chat about it next week. The Quilters Guild. Oh, the Quilters Guild, Sally. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, go and buy the book. It's quite good. It's always nice to have books that go along with the programme. So let's do a little chat about other things, and I can do a little demo because that keeps me from tapping on the table. I know that drives Amy mad.
It does.
I do this all the time. So I've seen that a lot of you have been, obviously, as well as making scrubs, been making the hats and the headbands with buttons on, and also the little things that go on the back of the head. So I have been playing about with masks and things, but we haven't been told we need to wear masks yet, so we're not going to talk about those. because the masks need to be specific, and we need to be told we need to wear them, and there's no advice on that yet, so we're not going to do masks. But I know a lot of you, when you're making things for the hospitals, have been making these little tabs that go on the back of the head with 2 buttons on them, so that the elastic from the mask doesn't rub the nurse's ears. They can put the elastic around the buttons, and it just makes it a bit more comfortable. It's an alternative to making the headbands with the buttons on. So I thought I'd show you how to make one of those, and I've done this in calico, but you can do this in some really nice cotton. That'd be much nicer, but I wanted to show you so you can see it, so I've done it in calico. So the piece of fabric that I've got is, what did I do, 6 inches, about 6.5 inches by 2 inches, and cut 2 of those pieces and press over one end, so fold it over one end, and then put them right sides together and stitch them around. And I just used a 1/4 inch or 1/2 centimetre seam allowance, so I've just stitched around these 3 edges here, and then I've trimmed off the corners, and we need to turn it. And these things are always a bit tricky to turn, so I've got a couple of gadgets to show you. Love a gadget. This is the Prim turning kit. It's a tube and a stick, basically, and it comes. You get.
It's actually a highly engineered
tube
piece of plastic and stick.
So you can stick the tube up inside the your tab here, and then push the stick down the middle, and that just turns it. There we go. And that will turn it for you, and then you can use the stick to push the corners out as well. So, hi Jilly. Oh, Jilly's just been delivering laundry bags and scrub tops. Well done. I'm just talking about making the little tabs that people have been making with the buttons on to help the nurses from getting sore behind their ears. So that's a good little gadget. When you buy the pack of these, you get 3 sizes, and so you can do that, and then give it a press and top stitch all around, so you end up with one of these. Okay, one I made earlier, obviously, because I'm getting good at this. And I wanted to show you some quick ways to sew buttons on. That's what I really want to show you today, but I thought this would be a good project to show you all. So Amy's going to do fancy camera.
No, it's not fancy.
I needed some extra thread. I'm just going to take some thread off the sewing machine here. If I can get it. Now, one of the ways you can do this is to sew the button on with 4 threads. So you get a nice long piece of thread and fold it in half. Yes, Susan. Yes, Susan, these things are very good for turning drawstrings. So double your thread, so it's doubled there. And then, hold on, prepared earlier because I can't thread a needle. Oh, I prepared that earlier and I can't do it. This is a needle threader because sometimes I can't thread the needle. I can't even thread the needle threader. So I'm going to put the loop.
I can't do it for you because
no, I know you're
holding the camera.
So often I give this to Amy and say, "Can you just thread the needle for me?" Thread the loop through the needle threader and put it back. Let me just get my threads untangled. Gosh, it always happens when we're on a live, doesn't it? There we go. So I've now got a double thread through the needle. There we go. So there's 2 threads there and 2 threads there. So I've now got 4 threads. And I can knot this at this end. Here. Come up from underneath. And now I've only got to go through the needle. So come up through the button, down through the other side, and then through the hole. There we go. And you could just go through once. You've got 4 threads there, but if you want to be really strong, you could go through again. Like that. Now that is sewn through with 8 threads now. So that's really nice and strong. You could come up through and do a little bit of a shank, just go round a couple of times here, and then go through to the wrong side, like that, and then we can just do a double stitch to tie off on the other side. So that's a really quick way of sewing on buttons. I do that every time, I have to say, whenever I'm sewing on buttons, unless I decide I want to sew them on with the sewing machine. So that's what I'm going to show you next, because it is very easy. So that's done. There we go. That's nice and strong. 8 threads with just 2 stitches. So that's a really quick and easy way to sew on a button with 4 threads. So the alternative way is to sew it on with the sewing machine. Now this is a really quick way of doing it.
Hold the line, Paula.
Don't drop that camera.
I'm not. Okay.
So on the sewing machine, I'm going to change the foot for the satin stitch foot, which is this one here, the clear one. You do sometimes get a button sewing on foot, but I always find those a bit fiddly. I prefer to use the satin stitch foot. Okay, so I've put that on the machine. I've lowered the feed dog. So around the back here is a little slider, and I've lowered the feed dog so there's no feed dogs up here. And I've selected the zigzag stitch, which is number 6. If Amy just showed you here, the zigzag stitch. The stitch width is 3, and I'm going to just turn the stitch length down to 0 or 2 on this machine, as low as it will go. Now, I'm not looking at any comments, but I think everyone's too busy watching.
There's no, okay. Yeah, they're watching there.
Good. Okay, so now what you do is you lift the foot up so that the holes can be seen in the middle of the foot there, and then lower it down. And then manually, to start off with, you want to lower the foot, lower the needle so it goes into the hole on the left hand side. There we go. And then you can, a zigzag foot on this machine does a little locking stitch. So I'm just doing this manually. Don't put your foot on the pedal to start off with. It'll do a few stitches in one place, and then it will swing over to the right, and it'll go through the hole. It's quite tight, so what I'm going to do is just change this from 3 to 3.5. Just make it slightly wider. There we go. So now, I'm going to just go backwards and forwards a few times. I could put my foot on the pedal and do a few stitches, but it's live, so I'm concerned. So I'm just going to do it manually. So I've gone through 3 or 4 times there. Go through on the right hand side. I'm going to do a locking stitch. So I've lost the foot pedal, so I'm just going to grab that. Do a locking stitch. And then this machine cuts the thread as well. There we go. That's your button sewn on with the machine. Really quick. And once you've done those settings, they'll be the same for every button you do. So that was a very quick demo today. I hope that was useful, because I mean, that's a really nice strong way of putting on a button. If you want to put a shank underneath there, you could put a cocktail stick underneath the button, and the zigzag will still go over that button there. I do tend to find that 3 or 3.5 stitch width is normally all you need for doing that. So there you go. That was quick.
It was. You were in your super speedy mode there.
I was, sorry, super speedy. I think, Sally, I think it was Sew magazine.
Margaret knows.
Yeah, Margaret might be able to tell you, because Margaret was kind enough to share the link with us.
Which magazine do we get the Great British Sewing Bee book with?
Yeah, if I can find, if it's still available, I'll share the link later. But I don't know if because it was last month we did that. So if it's still available, we'll share that with you. So that's a really quick project, a really quick demo sewing on buttons by hand or by machine. While I'm talking about gadgets, obviously I've mentioned the loop turners here, and they do come in 3 sizes in the box there. So when you buy those, you get 3. Oh, thank you, Sally. Great demo. You can also get these loop turners, these little metal ones, which are really good for doing very fine rouleau loops as well. These ones, some of you might have these already. They've got a little latch hook on the end, and it's always tricky to know how to use those. But see, that's quite a nice fine strap that I've made, which you can go finer than that really. To use these metal ones, I've just folded my fabric right sides together and stitched it with a narrow seam. And then I'm going to do a little snip at one end on the fold. There, so I've done a tiny snip there. And then put the loop turner up inside. Thank you, Janet. Hope it was helpful. And then little part of the latch hook goes through, the little stick part goes through the hole that I've made, and you close that latch hook, and it gives something to hold on to, and then you can just pull back through. So when you're doing very fine rouleau loops and things like that, you might find this one. And also if it's a strap that's not been sewn at both ends, then it's a really quick one to do. If you want to make really fine rouleau loops, I was thinking about rouleau loops because on the sewing bee they made those loops, didn't they? And on the wrap skirt, you can make very fine ones if you cut your strips on the bias, and then you can steam them.
Wendy says it only works for you, that loop turner.
I know. I think I've shown this to Wendy several times. You might have to try this one, the tube and the stick one. But yeah, this tube and the stick works really well, especially on the Maker's Atelier dress when you've got those great long ties. That's a very good one for that. But I use this one all the time. I don't know what the problem is.
You're magic.
So yeah, if you're making very fine rouleau straps on lingerie, this is very good. And you can cut your strips on the bias and then on the ironing board, pin them down at each end and then just steam it. And you'll get little fine round rouleau straps. Just stretch them right out if they cut on the bias. So there's a few little tips from me this week on buttons and gadgets. I think we should see what Amy's been up to this week. Should I see what Amy's been up to?
I'm not ready.
Oh, sorry. I'll just keep on talking for a minute. Oh, Margaret has actually shared the link for Sew Magazine, so you could still try and subscribe to Sew Magazine and get the Sewing Bee book for free. Thank you, Margaret. That's great. Oh, hi, Jen. You've missed my demos. You'll have to go back and watch them. We were sewing on buttons and turning loops.
Okay,
Yeah,
coming in now.
Amy's coming in now. Hold on, let me move my gadgets.
I'm just, I'm going to take this off in a minute, but I'm just showing you what I've been making this week. Ooh, it's a bit of a chain.
Oh, that's in my couture class.
So this is what I've made this week. This is my first version of the Closet Case Sienna Maker jacket, which is here. And I'm making two versions. So this is one version, which is View A, which is just going to double up as sort of a lightweight trench type of coat for the summer. And I love it. The strap is really cool. You have to make a little welt vent there for your strap, and then it all wraps around. And Hong Kong bound.
It's great,
The
isn't it?
inside. It's got an inside pocket here, and big pockets here, and a little breast pocket. And I've realised why it's called
yes, we realised
the Maker's jacket. I think the idea is that it could be, I'm going to sit down, I don't know if I'm in frame. It could be sort of your atelier coat to wear when you're making, but also it's really fun. It's a really fun make. Yeah. It's got so many cool details, and I really enjoyed making it. And for someone that, if you enjoy top stitching, it's for you, for sure. They suggest, oh, thank you.
Oh, so much here as well. It's looking great today, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got really cool top stitching. It's really interesting ways that they put the collar on, and the pockets, and the little welt, and there's all these really fun details. So, well, yeah, I'm loving it. And I've now just cut out the short version, which has a little button vent in the back and buttons down the front, and it's got a double sleeve with a pocket, so that one's going to be quite exciting to make as well.
And I'm just impressed that there's sleeves in this garment.
There are sleeves.
There are sleeves in the garment this week.
I know. I was trying to get the other one to the stage of sleeveless to continue a trend, but it's just cut out. And that's as far as I got. I just thought making two jackets in a week was pushing it a bit for me. So
oh, Margaret's saying, I made the lined version of the Maker's Atelier blazer. Actually, because I was doing it for the online class, but the online one will be very similar. Use the same techniques that Amy's done, really, just doing Hong Kong binding on all the seams. So yeah, it's a great pattern, the Maker's Atelier blazer.
Yeah. So the Hong Kong
it's
binding.
on the stairs, otherwise I'd show you.
The Hong Kong binding actually didn't take that much longer, really. It maybe adds an hour on in total. Yeah. What do they suggest? Flat fell seams? They suggest either Hong Kong binding or flat fell seams, or if you just don't mind an overlocker edge, they say you can. Serge is the word they use. You can overlock your seams as well, if you don't mind that. You could do a contrasting colour, might look quite cool. Yeah. But I decided to do Hong Kong binding because I haven't done a lot of it, so I wanted to test myself.
Looks great.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. And that fabric is really nice. It's a really nice lightweight, cotton canvas from Bloomsbury Square.
Of course.
Of course. Other fabric shops are available. But it also comes in a really cool mustard yellow colour, and it's perfect for that. But it can be made in a fairly heavyweight linen or denim.
Suzanne said it looks super.
Thanks, Suzanne. Yeah, so that's my lightweight trench.
We had fun because it did say you needed a couple of D-rings for the belt.
Yeah.
And so obviously we didn't have any D-rings.
No.
So we had to fiddle about trying to make little tiny loops, and we found a good way of doing it though.
We did. It was quite difficult to make a 1.5 inch circle.
Yeah.
That's only about...
In canvas.
Yeah. That was tested us, didn't it? Yeah, tested us. But we found a solution.
Yeah. I have to do that as a demo.
I'm not sure what it could ever be used for other than that. So
in place of a D-ring.
Yeah. So that's what I've been doing this week, in between filming couture classes and making scrubs and cancelling the cruise. And it's been a bit hectic. I made a jacket. So
you did really well. And you've got a second one cut out as well.
And the second
so there'll be another one
out
to look at next week.
Yeah. Jane Field swatches. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I'm not allowed into Bloomsbury currently.
The message has been passed on.
The message has been passed on.
Yeah.
So I shall...
Sue's got... Of course you've got lots of D-rings, Sue.
Do you have 1.5 inch ones?
Yeah. So
because that's what we couldn't find them on our suppliers.
I could have got them.
Mine
no,
were
I couldn't
1 inch.
actually. I could get 38mm, but not 40. So 42 or something.
Something like that.
Yeah. So I'm sure. Sue's got everything in her cabin. So. Hi Jane, by the way. Nice to see you.
Yeah.
Thanks for making the scrubs this week. That's brilliant. They'll be going to Worthing Hospital later this week.
She does have one.
So anyone who's making this jacket can get their D-rings from Sue.
I did think if I can find a D-ring, because I might be able to just plier it apart and hook it onto that little loop, because my fabric loop isn't really working.
No, Sue's going to send you something.
Oh, thanks, Sue.
Yeah.
Just the 2.
Yeah. We did have some 1 inch ones, and we thought about making a narrower belt, but it didn't work.
It wouldn't have worked,
belt,
no.
So.
It wouldn't have worked.
Oh, Suzanne, because Suzanne's coming on the cruise. Yeah, we've got lots of... Yes, we have got plenty of time to plan it as well.
We've got an entire year to make our cruise wardrobe now, which, if we were going on the cruise at the time we were supposed to, we are not ready.
No.
We have made nothing.
We've made no cruise.
So, it's probably for the best that we've got the extra year to make our cruise wardrobe. I'm struggling to cut out these scrubs with the material I have.
What
can I turn the sleeve at 90?
Yes, you can, Wendy. Yes. So Wendy's talking about directional sewing, and obviously I always recommend directional sewing.
Silver, please do.
Yeah. I always talk about directional sewing when we're making clothes for ourselves, but when you're making costumes or scrubs, if you turn the pattern piece 90 degrees in a plain fabric, that's not going to matter. So Wendy, yes, you can turn.
Janet is making scrubs. If you go to our YouTube channel, Janet, there is a video tutorial of how to make scrubs that we put up last week, and it's now had 2,500 views. It's gone a bit crazy. So head over there and hopefully that will help with that. And Marilyn has received her fabric from Bloomsbury Square for your couture jacket.
Yes,
that's exciting.
Marilyn's booked the couture. Yeah, you should have your first 2 videos as well, so that'll keep you busy for a week now with trace tacking. Yes, that's going to be. Yes, you can. Yes, you can, Wendy.
Yes. B.
What else is someone saying? When he's saying a few. Yes, that's fine. I think even with the trousers on the video, I've said that you can turn the pattern piece the other way up, which of course I would never say to do when we're making clothes for ourselves. Everything should be directional.
Like, think of it as costume making. It sort of goes out the window a bit.
Yeah, especially with the plain fabric. We're using cottons and polycottons, so they're plain fabrics. That's fine. Oh, Marilyn watched the couture ones last night. Okay.
There's a lot to do, Marilyn.
Yeah, there is quite a lot on them.
It should be so lovely though in this when you're sort of wanting something to keep yourself busy. It's really mindful. Yeah, I really enjoy that process of trace tacking.
Did you get the white with the silver in it? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, which Linton did you go for, Marilyn?
That's what we want to know.
There's plenty of Linton still at Bloomsbury, I think.
There is yes, new colours. There is, and I'm quite. I love my one, but I keep looking at it and thinking, I just like more. I've got some ideas for. I had a waking up in the middle of the night about what to use my Linton skirt lengths. Thank you, Julie. I'm glad it made sense. My skin. I want to make something, with my Linton skirt lengths, but not just a skirt. I want to do some of the couture techniques with quilted linings and stuff. So I'm going to work on that. Oh, I only bought the black with the sparkle. Lovely.
Nice. Very nice. Pretty. I love that one. Sue's got loads of Linton also. Oh, Sue, maybe you should do the couture jacket.
Sue was on our... no, I shouldn't be shaming Sue. Sue was on our...
I think Sue and Jane can have a competition.
Yeah, on our couture workshop, on our couture retreat last year when we went up to Linton, and a few people shared a car, and the car wasn't big enough for all the Linton, so we had to bring some back for them because there was so much.
Was there a question before that? Here, Janet's asking about the overlocker course
on May the 16th. I've actually postponed that, Janet, to September.
But is it an online? Could we do
no, it's not an online course at the moment.
We could do it as an online course.
Yeah, we could. I'll think about that. It's I always find that when the overlocker courses, it's so much better to do it face to face because I can go around and help you and show you. But we'll try and do some overlocker tips as well because it could be quite a while before there's any overlocker courses. So
Jane and Wendy also have plenty of Linton.
Oh yes, that might 3 people say in the same car, was it? Do you think?
Jen.
Oh yes, we did talk about the sewing bee sewing bee this week.
So the tea dress. Oh, it disappeared.
Quick.
Where did it go?
Oh, we'll have
the
to come
tea
back
dress
to
that the 40s lady made.
Yeah,
the vintage
was
lady.
Lovely, wasn't
That's what Jen's going to make in some green silk.
Which one's that?
Jen also has the Linton with the white sparkle.
Oh,
it's
yes,
really
that
pretty.
is lovely.
It's really pretty. Have you seen the Ilford jacket pattern from Friday Pattern Company?
Oh no, I haven't.
Haven't, but I shall look at that link.
It's going to be a copy and make it from a vintage swing coat. Oh, that was. Oh yes, so Jen came on Copy It Make It and made a lovely swing coat pattern from it. So that Linton will look lovely in that. I know the one you mean now.
I think maybe we need to all take. We should do a challenge.
Yeah.
Because I've got lots of Linton. Mum's got lots of Linton.
Yeah.
So let's all take a picture of our Linton stash because they're all so colourful and pretty.
Yeah.
And pop them on Knit Her Sewers page and we can have a competition.
Yeah.
Who wins?
Got the biggest stash?
Who's got the biggest Linton?
I think actually
stash?
Bonnie, who joined us from America, has the biggest stash.
Bonnie joined us from America, and Linton very kindly shipped it back to America for her before her flight. I think it arrived just before she did.
Yeah.
Yeah. We might have a fabric problem. I don't think it's a problem, really.
Yeah, I don't think it's a problem. Yeah.
My problem is that my stash is going to be depleted by the end of this lockdown because I'm gradually getting through
Do you
it.
think? No.
Yes. Then I can buy more.
But then we go back to New York and buy some more.
Linda's doing.
Oh yes, thank you, Linda. I hope it's good. I don't know what fabric you got, Linda. You haven't told us what fabric, so that'd be great to see what you make as well. I have sent everyone who booked on the couture class has got a little pack as a little gift as well. Sue's saying that Jane's going to win. Yeah, I think probably.
What could the prize be?
A little couture kit. One of my little couture.
A Linton
kits.
notebook.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Linton.
We've
notebook.
got some Linton notebooks.
Yeah.
I
don't think so.
I'm feeling optimistic. That's not my stash out there.
That's mine.
My stash is much smaller than yours.
Oh, Jason,
my camera's
your
broken.
camera's broken. That's no excuse. You could just take a tape measure and measure it and send us the number. Oh, but we love Linton. It's gorgeous fabric, and once we just need to get through our stashes a bit. I'm going to do some workshops working with Linton. I think that's what we need to do.
Yeah, not just the couture.
Not just the jacket. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll do a skirt. I've been all inspired by watching when I've been filming the couture class. I've been watching lots of Chanel. I'm so sad. I've been watching videos of Chanel runway shows. Yeah, Chanel. So I've been getting all inspired. Sally's discovered Colville fabrics now. That's an interesting one. I haven't been brave enough to buy anything on Colville yet, Sally. Have you tried it? So Colville are let's just do the bag. Colville are a Facebook fabric shop basically, and every week they do online sales. So the chap who owns it, he just shows you the fabric, and you can put in the comments what you'd like to buy, and then you send the money through PayPal. And I think they do some mixed packs as well. But
that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Linda's got Linton too.
Yeah.
Please do the couture skirt class online.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do the simple one. There's 2 versions. The couture skirt that we did in Midhurst was quite involved, and it started. Amy will know. Started off with 2 rectangles of fabric, and you basically make a wrap skirt with it with lots of quilting. So even though it's just 2 rectangles, it's.
Funnily enough, mine still is not finished.
No,
it's another
I think
UFO.
Jane might have finished hers though. That was good. So. Yeah, so I'm thinking I'll do a quilted pencil skirt so we can use the fabrics and still get it. So Sue and Jane are now having a row in the comments.
That's so funny.
Which is quite funny. So yeah, so I'll plan to do that, but I have got to do the jacket first because I've got ladies waiting for those videos. So that's lots of work to do this week. What else are we going to do this week?
We're going to do some little free tutorials because we didn't do any this week for YouTube because we've been busy. So I think we were going to do the button one again, so that's there with the little headband, so then there'll be a proper video for that. And we were going to do welt pocket and maybe a zip as well. So we'll do a couple of little freebie videos this week.
Yes, to go up, and if we have a chance, we'll try and do an overlocker video for an online class as well, because I know that'd be a good one. And poor Suzanne left her overlocker in London, so had to buy a new one. So when you buy a new one, it's always tricky, isn't it?
Janet said you must have had me when you were 12. That's very young.
I've just got loads of makeup.
Reverse the numbers.
Thanks. I've got loads of.
Well, it's true.
It's true. Yeah, I've got loads of makeup on today.
So have I. So I probably look old too.
So that's what we're going to do this week.
Belt loop from thread.
Oh yes, sorry Jen. Yes, where's my thread? Okay, I was going to show. Jen did ask me to show how to do a belt loop with thread.
To move the camera.
You could do
Come
actually.
closer.
Yeah, you could do. Can you pass me the tailor's ham as well? So Jen asked me to show you how to make a belt loop with thread. So I'm just going to pin my fabric down. So sorry, just another quick demo. Here. This is for belt loops, and I'm using my 4 threads here, but you could use embroidery thread or top stitching thread. So you make a loop like this, and then you go through the loop and come down. Oops. So you hold on to your loop like this, and then you go through. My thread's probably not long enough for this, Jen. I might have to do a video of this instead. And through the loop like this. Like this. So you're constantly doing like a buttonhole stitch around your thread. But I might have to do a little online video of this because my thread's not quite long enough. And I'd rather use buttonhole twist really. So I'll do, that's the start of it anyway, but I'll do a slightly longer video of that, and I'll put it up either on the on this page. So sorry, I've forgotten to prepare for that. That was just a little quick one. I will do that better on a little video, and I'll put it up on either on this page or up on YouTube. I'm going to get addicted to sitting doing this now because that's why.
Yeah, you have to talk to people
to do that. So yeah, so sorry about that. That was just a little quick thing.
Do you have any idea whether revival will happen? No idea. We haven't heard about revival yet.
Yeah.
I don't know. I doubt it.
No, I
think in September. I mean, there's thousands of people every day.
Yeah, exactly. And they haven't actually given official details about Festival of Speed yet. So I think maybe they'll combine the two or do something, some big event in September. There might be a combination, I don't know. But yeah, we haven't heard about revival yet, which is a bit sad because we could all make tea dresses for that one.
We could. We could have our own little revival.
Yeah. Any excuse to dress up.
Any excuse for a party.
And get together.
Thank you so much, Jen says.
Oh, that's all right, Jen. But I will do that in a bit more detail with a longer thread, and I'll do it on this bit. So you'll be able to see it later. I'll put a extra little video up for that. So that's what we've got planned this week. We missed
What message
anybody?
came in? Janet said she did that at school in the 60s.
What was that?
The little-
the loop turn. Oh, the loops. Yeah, it is good. It's a good way of doing it, actually. But yeah, I'll do a better sample of that.
That's
later.
very good impromptu. So impressed.
I like to be all organised and set up with all my stuff.
You do.
Yeah. So, well, I think that's all we've got for you this week. We're going to have another busy week this week again, I think. I will put up more workshops for Midhurst for next year, so there'll be things to look at as well, so we can just have something to look forward to. Yeah, that's what we've got to do this week, isn't it?
Yeah. More sewing.
Yeah. But do keep in touch. Let us know what you're up to as well, because it's so lovely hearing what you're all up to.
Yeah. Keep posting your pictures on the Midhurst Sewers page as well.
Yeah.
If you're not already a member, just search Midhurst Sewers and ask to join, and I'll approve it. Or Louise will approve it. Or Mum will approve it. And you can share your makes.
Yeah. That's it today.
That
isn't it?
I think so. I'm going to say goodbye because I've remembered that I have
well
to turn
done.
the camera off this time.
Thanks, Ames. I can't remember when the Closet PJ class is, Sally, so I think that's in June, isn't it? I will have a look at the dates and I'll keep you informed, so don't worry, we'll let you know about that one. So yeah, lots of love, Wendy. Thank you so much for joining me again today, everybody. It's really lovely. I really look forward to seeing you on a Saturday. It's great. And yeah, if you'd like me to do any more demos, anything particular, let me know and I'll try and be more organised, Jen. Sorry about that. So thank you very much, everybody, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.